Right, how we doing, everybody? We're here at the UFC weigh-ins, UFC London. Leon Edwards taking on Kamaru Usman for the third time. The trilogy, the final one. Will it be another headshot kill done? We don't know. But what we do know is that everyone made weight. Well, everyone apart from there was one person that didn't. Malcolm Gordon came in 3.5 pounds over. But the big surprise wasn't that Leon weighed in on weight, because everyone knows he's a professional. Kamaru's a professional. But they had a backup. Colby Covington was in the building. He weighed in, and I've got to say fair play to Colby, because listen, he's here, he was going to be ready to fight tomorrow night. That's a hard thing to do, you know what I mean, to go through. I mean, listen, he would have done a training camp, because he's not going to try and get a title fight without training for it, to do a weight cut, to go through all that type of stuff, that mental hardship, the sacrifice, the dieting, the sitting in a goddamn sauna and sweating your head off. To do that when you're not guaranteed a fight, I've got to say, all respect to Colby Covington. The man's a character, he's a hard worker, love him, hate him, pantomime villain, whatever you want to call him. That took real discipline to do what he did today, so well done to him. As we can see, this is where they weighed in just a second ago. It's all finished now. It was the quickest weigh-in ever. 43 minutes from start to finish. You know why? Because there was no heavyweights on the card. You know, those heavyweights, they piss me off. We stand over there, we do a BT Sport live weighing show. When there's heavyweights on, we are there for 2 hours. You know, like Andrei Arlovski or whoever it is, just saunters in with 1 minute left, you know what I mean? Because he's been lying on his bed, having a bowl of cornflakes or his Weetabix or whatever he eats for breakfast. His porridge, oatmeal for the Americans. But yeah, not today, 43 minutes. As I say, all the media are here. There's Oscar from the Mac Life. Let's have a little walk. Come on, John, follow me. Because I'm boring everyone. I apologise. You're not supposed to laugh. What a knobhead. BT Sport crew here, best in the business. So yeah, Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman. Come on, John, back it up, brother. Simon Head from the Sport. I mean, this guy's a big deal. Stefan Struve, the skyscraper. Stefan, come over here if you don't mind, real quick. Look at the size of this guy. I've never felt so emasculated in my life. Main event. Who wins? What's your prediction? On the spot, right now. We need to know.
I'm gonna have to go out Usman.
Usman. Yeah.
He was still very dominant in the last fight. And I think what we just discussed, I think he's gonna be able to deal with the mental side of the knockout loss.
Yep.
And he look. We all know how good he is doing what he does best. So
I totally get it. It's such a hard fight to predict. You know what I mean? So it's a tough fight for both men. Obviously for Kamaru coming back from the knockout, and then for Leon, can he stop the takedowns?
And how can you top that last fight? I think it's going to give him a lot of confidence going into this fight, though. But I think it's going to give him confidence to be able to play his own game longer. You know what I mean? Keep that distance, throw those kicks, and especially just being here for him now.
It's going to be amazing, Stefan. Keep up the good work, man. It's great seeing you about. What a legend. Come over here. So, as we see, the weigh-ins are just wrapping up now. So let's have a look. Co-main event, Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. What a fight that's going to be. Justin Gaethje this week said, I am the most exciting fighter in the UFC, period. And he probably is. Every time he fights, I mean, last time against Oliveira, didn't get the job done. And I was saying Oliveira's the most exciting fighter, but it takes two to tango. And half of that was because of Justin Gaethje. The fight before that, Madison Square Garden, when he fought Dustin Poirier, oh my God, right? And again, Justin Gaethje is a big part of that equation. Now, the story this week with Justin is he going to wrestle? Because he's a tremendous wrestler. He's got all kinds of accolades and awards and trophies and medals at home, but he never uses it in his fights, and that's what makes him so exciting. You know, but against Rafael Fiziev is a ridiculously good striker. I'm talking ridiculous. So this might be the fight where we see Justin pull out the wrestling, because on the feet it is a tough fight for both men. So going through the main card, opening it up, we've got Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze. That's a good one. Marvin Vettori, Roman Dolidze. A little bit of personal one, this, because they both they trained with each other a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I mean one time. But Marvin, I love Marvin, by the way. Marvin's all fuming. He's pissed off. He's like, I can't believe he took this fight against me. Roman Dolidze's like, what's his problem? I sparred with him once. Who cares? You know, I'm going to smash his head in. It's not what he said, but this is what I'm saying he said. Because it sounds better. Casey O'Neill taking on Jennifer Maia. Gunnar Nelson, Brian Barberena. That is a clash of styles. Brian Barberena, bam, bam. We love him. Get out the shot. Get out the shot. He's robbing my bloody airtime. No, Gunnar Nelson. What a career this man's had. What a grappler. We know this. Brian Barberena. Out and out brawler, right? Bam, bam. So it's a clash of styles. Will he turn it into a brawl? Will he get taken down? And then obviously the co-main and the main. Nick Pete, Adam Catchall, superstars.
He cuts us in our natural habitat.
Get up off the floor. Your mother would be ashamed.
Correct.
These are the guys that I have the dubious honour of working with on a regular basis.
Lucky boy.
Without boring everybody.
How dare you?
I know.
I'm not bored, everyone.
Without
In other words, keep it short but sweet.
Yeah, no, who wins, Nick? Do we even need to ask?
We don't need to ask now, of course.
Which fight? Main event?
Main event.
Of course we're here. I think Leon's confidence, his popularity, it's his moment. I feel like this is the beginning of the Leon Edwards era.
Yeah.
I agree.
There you go. That wasn't boring, was it?
Concise, thank you.
You told me not to be boring.
Well,
Straight
yeah,
in.
no, you're only just taking the piss. Have a laugh. I said, don't be boring. You can talk. I didn't say don't talk.
Here's one for you, right? I don't know if you... are we allowed to talk about betting on your thing?
Talk about whatever you want.
Right. From a betting point of view, check this out. Leon Edwards, Justin Gaethje double. Any way, shape or form.
Right.
Just to win.
Hold on. If Leon wins and Justin wins...
Combined.
As a parlay.
Parlay.
As you would call over there.
What do you call it?
A double.
All right, okay, fair enough.
7-1.
7-1.
Because they're both betting underdogs going into the fight.
Yeah. But hold on. Who's
just to win.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman's the favourite.
Because Rafael Fiziev, I think he's a 3-1 favourite over Justin Gaethje, which is madness.
When he's never fought at this level.
So there's a good little bet for you. Justin Gaethje
and Leon
Edwards 7-1 odds. That's not bad.
There you go. I told you I wouldn't be that boring. I'll give you a little bit
No,
of something.
that's good. That's what we want to hear. What about the 5-5 parlay? What's that at? The whole main card. All right, we're going to go for a one though.
All right then.
See you in a bit.
See you later,
So yeah, we're here at the Hilton Hotel, Canary Wharf. They've had the UFC events here for many, many years. I remember staying here 2006, I think was the first one, or 2007, UFC 75, when I fought Matt Hamill. That didn't go my way. I mean, it did, I won the fight, but I got my ass kicked. You know what I mean? And then I acted like a bit of an idiot on the microphone afterwards. As we can see here, look at this. The UFC fighters these days, they don't know how lucky they've got it, because everything is taken care of. When they show up, they get the meals, they get a plan for their weight cuts, they get the sweet sweat, they get rehydration, electrolytes, everything. They have it so, I say so easy, it's just an evolution of the sport. Back in my day, you were on your own, you showed up. If you made weight, didn't make weight, that is on you. These days, they have so much assistance. The UFC really does bend over backwards and do everything they can to assist them to make it as healthy, you know, so basically they can have the best performances and that they can make weight. So realistically, in this day and age, honestly, I've always had limited sympathy for people that don't make weight. And I'm not being mean, but I always say it. We have two things that we can uphold as a professional fighter. You show up on weight and in shape. If you can't fight at a good pace for 3 rounds or 5 rounds, you're not a professional. You're not doing your job. You're not doing the preparation. And if you don't show up on weight, you are contracted to do that. And people come out and there's all kinds of excuses and all the rest of it. But in this day and age, with all the assistance that the UFC give them, if you're not making weight, then, as I say, I don't care what the excuses are. Now, I'm not trying to rain on his parade and kick a man while he's down, but Malcolm Gordon weighed in at 129.5 pounds. But the relevance, the interesting thing is, and I like Malcolm, and he's a tremendous fighter, he really is. So, as I say, I'm not kicking him while he's down, but as I say, I have limited sympathy. But the interesting thing was, I think he was the second person to weigh in today, right when they started doing the weigh-ins. So he had an extra 2 hours to make weight, but he didn't do that. You know what he did? He said to myself, or to himself, I'm done. I'm not torturing myself anymore. I'm not enduring this weight cut. I'm not going to almost kill myself to make weight, right? And statistically, I think something like 70% of fighters that don't make weight, they go on to win the fight, because his opponent, Jake Hadley, has been killing himself to make 125 because he's a professional. And I'm not saying Malcolm isn't a professional, but it's not professional when you don't make weight. And at 3.5 pounds, he just said, you know what? I'm done. I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to make those sacrifices. So therefore, tomorrow, because he hasn't cut weight as hard, he might be able to go at a faster pace. He'll be able to take a shot better because it does affect your ability to eat a punch. It gives you a higher chance of getting serious concussions as well because you're reducing the fluid around the brain, which is a protective sac, fluid, cerebral fluid around the brain to get all fancy-pantsy on you. So anyway, Malcolm Gordon, get it together, but have a good fight. Yeah, I would give you predictions, but I can't because I'm commentating. Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, 3, the rubber match, the trilogy, the final showdown, the final countdown, whatever you want to call it, goes down tomorrow night. I'll be back with a post-instant reaction from the cage at the O2 Arena, so keep an eye out for that one. In the meantime, you guys be well. Subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't done that. Right, I'm off to get some breakfast.